Hi friend, welcome back to my kitchen. If YouTube brought you here, my name is Stacy, and around here I create quick, easy, delicious, affordable meals. Well, today I have all of our favorites, friend. I have a shortcut. It's cooking for two. It's in the crock pot, and I'm gonna give you a new seasoning blend to try. So let's get to it. Now let's talk variations. Can you use brown rice? Yes. Can you make this in a rice cooker? Yes. And I'll link to the short where I did that in the description below. So be sure to check that out if you want the rice cooker version. Now, can I make this ahead and freeze it? Yes. One little tip, add a little bit of water when you're warming it up. Also, can I make this family sized? Absolutely. Same instructions, just double the recipe. I will show you all of these variations and more as we put this dish together. I am so excited for you to try it. Now, about that seasoning blend. If you have a store-bought Old Bay, Tony Chachere's, Slap Your Mama, I think is another one, any of those seasonings will work as well, but I prefer that you create the seasoning blend yourself. But again, if you have the store-bought in your cabinet, use that too. This is about no waste and enjoying a flavorful meal. The first thing we need to do is create our seasoning blend. Now, if you're going to use one of those store-bought seasoning blends that we talked about earlier, then you can just skip ahead. I'll put the timestamps down below so that you'll see where we are in our recipe. I hope that helps. Let's get started. Before we dive into those ingredients, will you check to make sure that you're subscribed? If you are, thank you, friend. I appreciate you being here. But if you're not, it can be hard to find people who cook for empty nesters or singles, and I don't want to get lost in the YouTube algorithm again. I want to show up in yours. And the way that I will show up in your algorithm is if you hit that subscribe button. Now, if you're going to create this dish, please hit the like, because that will also tell YouTube that you want to see more content just like this. So hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. Let's get started. If you're new around here, you may not know that I like to keep my old spice jars. And then what I like to do is take a office label and just stick it on top of the old spice jar to create my spice blend. So we're going to make this Creole Seasoning Blend. Now, before you run and get a pen and paper, you don't have to. I will have all of this on my website for you, and I'll put a link to the printable recipe below. Really quick, we'll run down our measurements. We need 2 tablespoons of paprika. Now you can use the regular paprika or you can use the smoked paprika. The smoked paprika is going to lean a little more barbecue-y, so you can decide which one of those you like. So we have the 2 tablespoons of paprika, 2 teaspoons of garlic powder, 2 teaspoons of onion powder, 1 teaspoon of oregano, basil, and chili powder, a half a teaspoon of pepper, a half a teaspoon of salt, a half a teaspoon of thyme. Now here is where we adjust our spice level. I have a 1/4 of a teaspoon of cayenne and a 1/4 of a teaspoon of red pepper flakes. If you like it spicy, this is where you would double or triple. I'm going to stick to the milder side, so I'm just going to do a 1/4 teaspoon of both of those. And that is what we need for our Creole seasoning. Here's what we're going to need for our red beans and rice in the crock pot. We need 1 cup of rice that's been washed. We need 1 cup of vegetable broth. I like this one by Imagine, but there's another, I think Pacific is a good one. Any vegetable broth will work, or you could use chicken as well. Either one. I just have this in my fridge and need to use it up, so that's why I'm choosing to use the vegetable broth. We need some red beans. Now these are red kidney beans. They're going to be a little longer than red beans. Either red beans or red kidney beans will work for this. We have a green pepper, an onion, a bay leaf, that Creole seasoning that we just made, and we need a smoked sausage. This is a kielbasa, and we can see on the back that a serving size is 2 ounces. So since this is for 2, we need 4 ounces, a half a cup. Now that we have everything prepped and chopped, we're ready to put everything in our crock pot. One thing I did not mention is I did not mention a cup of water. So our rice ratio is 1 cup of rice to 2 cups of liquid. I'm going to do 1 cup of veggie broth and 1 cup of water. All we need to do is stick everything into our crock pot. So we have our onions, our bell pepper, our beans that we rinsed and drained, our smoked sausage. Here's our seasonings. We have our bay leaf, and then we have that Creole seasoning. Put that bay leaf in there, and our Creole seasoning. Then we have our rice that we also rinsed and drained. And then our liquid. 1 cup of vegetable broth and 1 cup of water. Now we'll just give this a little stir, pop the lid on, cook this on high for 2 hours. Two hours later, here's what we have. Sorry, I steamed you up. It's light and fluffy. It does still have a little bit of liquid in there, but that is okay by me. And you can see the beans and the sausage. Let me go ahead and pull out this bay leaf. Whether you use the store-bought or you make my Creole seasoning blend, it's going to be delicious. But you can see the green pepper and the onion, everything is tender and yummy. Now, if you're gonna freeze this, you're gonna let this cool completely and put it in either a Ziploc bag or a deli container. Either one of those would work. When you go to reheat this though, that's when you wanna add just a little bit of water, because it will kind of, the rice will soak all of your liquid out, and you'll need to kind of replenish that a little bit once you take it out of the freezer. But this is delicious. Every bite has a bean and sausage and a little bit of rice. Try this one, friend. You will not be disappointed. Let's eat, y'all. Well, what did you think, friend? Are you gonna make this one? I love red beans and rice, and my oldest son loves red beans and rice too. So when this is on the menu, he's always going to be around. It's delicious, whether you make the seasoning blend or you use that store-bought seasoning blend. I really hope that you try it. It is absolutely delicious and done in 2 hours. Like I said, if you want the rice cooker directions, that short will be in the description box below. So I hope you enjoy it. I hope you make it. Let me know if it's a little spicy. You know I'm a spice wimp, friend, so I have to know what your spice level is. Mine would be way down at 0. Maybe a 1. I don't know. Anyway, I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I hope you put this together. I will see you next week, and I hope you have a fabulous day. Bye, friend.